My guest on the Culture Crawl today is the maestro, Tim Hankowich from Orchestra Iowa. Tim, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in today.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we're hip deep in a very busy concert season. And as Halloween approaches, the next concert on the orchestra's calendar is kind of spooky.
Yeah, you know, it's
not a Halloween concert, just kind of spooky-ish.
It is a little weird because, you know, it's funny. Some of these pieces and these programs just sort of get a life of their own. And each of the pieces on the program would be comfortable in any subscription concert, no matter what part of the year. But you put all three of these pieces together and you have yourself a really dynamite Halloween concert. They are all sort of a little creepy, or they have a story behind them that's very appropriate for the season.
So it's the performance is called Symphonie Fantastique, which is one of the pieces.
That's right. That's the flagship piece that's most famous, and it's actually one of the really great milestones of the symphonic repertoire because it uses such huge forces, like 2 sets of timpani and extended brass. It's one of these pieces that'll part your hair.
Oh, the size XL orchestra.
Exactly right. That's my kind of repertoire. But the piece itself, it's about an opium nightmare. And when the composer wrote it, he had a beloved, and the plot of this symphony is that he has an overdose, and he starts dreaming of his beloved. And as the movements progress, he starts to have a bad trip. And towards the end of the symphony, he thinks that perhaps he's actually murdered her. He gets very paranoid, and in the plot, he's actually convicted and is on his way to the scaffold, and he actually gets executed at the end.
A lighthearted family
it's
comedy.
All good kicks and giggles, you know? And then there's one more movement after that, which is the Witches' Sabbath. He has this out-of-body experience where he's looking at his own grave, and he sees all these ghosts and goblins dancing on his grave, including a zombie version of his girlfriend. So, yeah. So there's obvious connections to Halloween. And the other piece that begins the program is Schumann's Manfred Overture, which is based on Lord Byron's poem of the same title. And for those of you who haven't written your essays on your English literature course,
yes, our dissection of the poems of Lord Byron.
Exactly. Yeah. I just don't have it.
It's due next week.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm looking for the comic book version, but basically, it's about a person who is racked with guilt over the suspicious death of his wife. And as he's tormented, he actually uses sorcery to summon ghosts and goblins and demons and spirits from the netherworld to help him deal with his fate. What could possibly go wrong? Here's one of your great anti-heroes. And so those two pieces, bookending this program, is perfect for the holiday season. And then in the middle, we have a piano concerto, the second piano concerto by Sergei Prokofiev. And before we actually get into this piece, you have to understand who this guy is. He was a Soviet composer, and his style of music influenced Hollywood film scores in many, many ways. For those of you in your listening audience who are Tim Burton fans and Danny Elfman fans, it all riffs on his kind of style, the sort of thrilling, slightly chilling, and sort of oddball type of music that you would have heard in Nightmare Before Christmas or Edward Scissorhands or Batman, for that matter. That sort of dark quality. And so just stylistically, this piano concerto fits right in with the theme. It also, coincidentally, is the hardest piano concerto, one of the hardest in the repertoire, and it was so hard that Prokofiev dedicated the piece to a friend of his who committed suicide shortly thereafter. Chances are because he saw how difficult this piece is, because it is insanely hard.
Rather than turn down the gig because the piece was too hard.
There's only one honorable way out, And so there's this other sort of creepy sideline behind this programming. But the artist that we have, his name is Winston Choi. And he won the International Honens Piano Competition with this piece. He's a specialist on this piece because I can tell you right now, if I were to pick up the phone with an unlimited budget, there's about 15 people in the world who can play this piece right now.
Well, and you are a pianist.
I am a pianist.
That's your and what I'm hearing you say is that you'd rather commit suicide than play it.
Actually, trying to play it is a form of suicide. It's just a monumentally difficult work, and it's so it's great to see the pyrotechnics of that, but also the flavor of the music, which is so in tune with the theme of the program. it's just one of these programs that sort of built itself. And like I said, each of these pieces could appear anywhere in a season, but put the three together and you have a dynamite Halloween program.
And the concert is this weekend.
This weekend, yes. We have two performances, as usual with our series. We perform our first concert at 7:30 in Cedar Rapids at the Paramount Theater, and then we reprise the program at 2:30 on Sunday in Iowa City at West High School.
So you can go to either, but the evening performance will be a little spookier.
It'll be darker. Yes, absolutely.
And tickets at the usual places, which are?
You can go online at artsiowa.com and click on the orchestra to find our ticketing page, or you can call the box office at 1-800-369-TUNE, T-U-N-E. And by the way, orchestraiowa.org still works too.
Tim Hankowich from Orchestra Iowa talking about Symphony Fantastique. Sounds like a fun, if we can call something that dark, fun.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And perfect for the season. Have fun with it.
Great. Thank you.